Hi there, hope you're doing well. I'm Tony Sunzeri, and back there mixing the beats is Jeremy DiMarzo. Thanks for tuning in to Sports Central, and the epicenter of the football, sports, and entertainment world is at State College in Pennsylvania, surrounding the allegations against former defensive coordinator Jerry Sandusky. And I could think of no better person to chime in on this than Geoff Ratliff. He will be joining us actually right now. Geoff, thanks for joining us on Sports Central.
Hey, Tony, thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure to speak with you.
Yeah, you too. Geoff is the editor-in-chief for popflyboys.com. It is a fantastic website, pop culture, sports, how the two mesh. He calls it a home plate collision of pop culture and sports, right?
That's exactly right.
Let's talk about just that. Bob Costas' NBC interview with Jerry Sandusky. Did the interview make Jerry Sandusky, in your eyes, was he more guilty or more innocent after that interview?
I mean, you know, I'm not a PR professional, Tony, but I can tell you that was absolutely the worst possible decision that Sandusky could have made. That interview was an epic fail in every sense of the word. The way that he hesitated to answer the question about was he, attracted to young boys, just everything about it was just a train wreck. I was not watching it live at the time, but I had a chance to go back and look at the video, and it's funny, I was watching Monday Night Football and looking at my Twitter feed at the same time, and Twitter was just on fire with people just like appalled by how he could actually go on TV and do this interview. Like it did no favors for him. No,
it is a disgusting story. There's no silver lining whatsoever with what's going on out there in State College. And in fact, I'd like to just move on and talk about something else.
Fine by me, brother.
USC quarterback Matt Barkley, will he forego his senior season and enter the NFL draft next year?
Well, it's a great question. It's obviously Matt Barkley is having a fantastic season. He's really putting it all together, living up to the hype that he had as the #1 rated quarterback coming out of high school a couple of years ago, coming to USC. It was kind of an interesting decision because USC was loaded at the quarterback position at the time. You had Mitch Munchak, the guy who transferred from Arkansas at the time. You had Barkley and another star quarterback, but Barkley, even as a freshman, was able to seize control of the job. And now he's pretty much risen to the consensus #2 quarterback pick in the NFL draft. So the decision for him is he going to want to come back next year with a pretty young USC squad that's now finally next year in 2012 going to be eligible to go back to a bowl and possibly compete for a national championship and add that feather to his cap of his college career.
Right, and I guess you'll be the only quarterback or the only USC football player to be captain for 3 straight years, which would be interesting to see what happens. We're talking with Geoff Ratliff. Geoff, popflyboys.com, that's your website, editor-in-chief. We have about 30 seconds left. I just want to thank you for calling in, and if you could really quick weigh in on Case Keenum in about 15 seconds, sum up the quarterback at Houston and why you think he's going to win the Heisman.
Well, I think Brandon Whedon caught him the last 2 weeks by just putting up some phenomenal numbers, but I do think that Case Keenum probably is still the front runner right now. He's going to have the benefit of an extra game with the Conference USA Championship, so it's really his award to lose at this point.
Right. Thanks, Geoff, for joining us on Sports Central.
No problem, Tony. It's a pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to the next time.
Sounds good. That does it for Sports Central. I'm Tony Sunzeri, at Sunzeri on Twitter. Have a great weekend of sports. Take care.